Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we are diving deep into the visual language of social media. We're going to look at how images don't just, decorate our posts, but how they can actually steer the entire conversation. And it all kicks off with a question I bet you've asked yourself before.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You pour your heart into this thoughtful, well-written post, and crickets, maybe a few likes. But then someone drops the absolute perfect GIF in the comments, and suddenly the whole conversation explodes. Well, that's no accident. There's a real reason visuals just hit different, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today.
You know that old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, online, it's more like a picture is worth an entire conversation. Turns out visuals aren't just there to support the text. Oh no, they're pretty much the architects of how we connect with each other and make sense of things in the digital world.
So, to really see this in action, let's do a little play-by-play. We're going to pull apart a totally typical social media exchange to show you just how one simple image can completely flip the script.
Okay, so it all starts with this. 3 little words. What a day. Just think for a second. How many ways can you read that? Is it a good day? A horrible, soul-crushing day? Is the person being sarcastic? Right now, with no other clues, this thing is a total blank slate.
And here we go, a super common response. When we see something vague like that, our brains often they default to concern. This person sees "what a day" and immediately thinks the worst. So now, the chat is heading down a path of sympathy, of support. But then this happens.
The original poster replies, but not with more words. They just dropped this in, a GIF of someone totally celebrating. And bam! Instantly, all that confusion is gone. The tone doesn't just shift, it does a complete 180, from concern to pure, unfiltered excitement. That one little visual just hijacked and completely redirected the entire conversation.
And would you look at that? The rest of the community gets the message loud and clear. Nobody's asking, "Are you okay?" anymore, are they? Nope. They're all reacting to the GIF. The conversation is now about celebrating, about wanting the details, about sharing that joy. This is just a perfect example of how the visual, not the text, became the real anchor for this whole interaction. So what we just saw, that wasn't just some random thing that happened online. It's actually a perfect demonstration of a really powerful idea in how we communicate today, an idea that researchers have a specific name for. They call it a visual connection, and the most important words here are actively construct. See, the images aren't just decorations. They're not just sitting there looking pretty. They are the builders. They are literally constructing the meaning, the emotion, and the whole vibe of the conversation. It makes sense, too, because our brains process images way, way faster than text. So that visual hits us right in the feelings before we've even finished reading the words.
This chart shows it perfectly. Look at the left column. Phrases like "I'm fine" or "this is great." I mean, without hearing someone's tone of voice, they could mean anything, right? But now look to the right. You add a simple smiling emoji to "I'm fine" and boom, it's clearly positive. You add that sarcastic eye-roll GIF to "this is great" and you've just said the exact opposite. The visual gives you that instant, undeniable context that words by themselves just can't.
All right, so visuals add context. Cool. But so what? Why does this actually matter? Well, it matters because this is the language we're using to build friendships and whole communities online. This is the big takeaway.
It kind of happens in these 4 stages. First, you signal identity. You share a meme or a GIF that basically says, "Hey, I get you, we speak the same language." Then you establish tone with an emoji or a reaction pic. Over time, all these things create references. They become the inside jokes for your group. And the final result? You accelerate bonding. You build that sense of connection and friendship way faster than you ever could with just plain old text.
So as we start to wrap this up, the goal here is to start looking at your own online world a little differently. To start, reading between the pixels, not just between the lines. If there is one thing you take away from all this, let it be this right here. The real conversation, the stuff with all the real emotion and meaning, it isn't just in the words we type. It's in that shared understanding we create together with the images we choose to share.
So, I'll just leave you with this little challenge. The next time you're scrolling through your feed, pay attention to the images, the GIFs, the memes, all of it. Ask yourself, what stories are these visuals really telling? What groups are they helping to build? And what are they managing to say that words alone never could?